Welcome to Between the Lines, the official baseball show of baseballspotlight.com and the Sports 2.0 network. I'm joined by former co-host. I would call you a former co-host, and you got too big for us. But I'm joined by Alec Busse. How you doing?
All right, you can call me a co-host again. This is now 2 weeks in a row. I would like to keep this going through the postseason, if possible. Which one of our two teams is going to be playing. It's not going to be yours because the Yankees are your daddies, and they are going to walk into Fenway Park on Wednesday night, and they're going to murder you.
You know, that's really funny, Alec Busse, considering I thought the NLDS was already scheduled. I thought it was the Dodgers and the Giants.
You know, that's the mindset I want everyone to have, because doubt Adam Wainwright all you want.
I'm not doubting.
I'm 40 years old, and he's going to get Cy Young votes. And you know what? Everything's already coming up Cardinals, Tanner. Max Muncy, out. Can't play. Clayton Kershaw, out. Can't play. You know what? Everything's already coming up Cardinals. And, you know, I love Albert Pujols. Love the man. Reason I love sports. He's going to play first base for the Angels on Wednesday night. And the Cardinals are going to win.
You mean the Dodgers. Dodgers, not the Angels.
That's what I meant. God, I wish he was playing for the Cardinals too. That'd be electric. He will play for the Cardinals next year, I think, and I hope. And he's going to want to play for the Cardinals because they're going to embarrass his Dodgers in the wildcard game.
Alec Busse, the NLDS has already said it's the Los Angeles Dodgers versus the San Francisco Giants beginning on Friday night at Oracle Park. I don't know if you've heard that, but the game is set already.
Nope. It's not.
You know, it's funny. I was listening to MLB Network Radio this morning, and they were talking about what's a bigger injury, Max Muncy or Brandon Belt.
That's funny.
They were already talking about. They're like, what do you think's a bigger injury, Max Muncy or Brandon Belt? Looking at this NLDS, not lying about that. They were talking about what's a bigger injury.
That's kind of like First Take last week. The headline being after Justin Fields, God rest, please be good. I'm a Bears fan. Please be good, Justin. Talking about how Justin Fields needs to find his way out of Chicago after one start. But he looked better. He looked better yesterday.
They got to win.
Yeah, they did. They beat the Lions. So, and he looked pretty good, and he threw the ball down the field, something that I haven't seen a Bears quarterback do in my entire life. So,
Jay Cutler.
Yeah.
The golden years of Bears football, Jay Cutler.
I would do anything for Jay Cutler.
I love Jay Cutler. I love his podcast.
Did you go to the Patriots game last night?
I did not. I mean, I'm on my blogging salary. I cannot afford
Can I just ask you
$1,000 to go to a football game? I am going to every single freaking playoff game, though. I will tell you that right now.
Can I just ask you, how can one fan base boo someone who won 6 championships?
Alec Busse, they didn't boo him.
They did boo him.
When the game started, they want to win the football game. Before the game, it was all like,
all right, Tanner. Well, you know what? In 2019, Albert Pujols returned to St. Louis and hit a home run into the left field bullpen.
Baseball's different.
And you know what? He got a standing ovation from Cardinal fans.
Baseball's different. Okay, Cardinals fans are just not used to winning. All right, that's what they're going to lose.
Okay, yeah, that's what it is.
Okay, if we're going to talk about Sunday Night Football, let's talk about Chris Collinsworth, how much of an idiot he is. Okay.
What did he say? I wasn't listening closely last night.
Chris Collinsworth was talking about, there was one comment in there. He was talking about how impressed he was with Mac Jones, which I was impressed with Mac Jones.
Dude, honestly, I think Mac Jones I don't think he's going to be the best quarterback of this class. This has been my hot take for a while. I've long said it's going to be Fields.
Yeah.
And I think now has an actual better opportunity to come true because just of the situations, right? Like you look at where like Trevor Lawrence is, like the Jags are the Jags. Like they've never really been good. Yeah. I don't trust Zach Wilson and the Jets to figure it out. And I don't really know why I trust the Bears to figure it out with Justin Fields because the Bears are a mess of an organization as well. But like I think Mac Jones, like this is a hypothetical. And before we go too far down this rabbit hole, if I were to say, hey, you get Mac Jones to be Alex Smith, would you accept that? See, that's what I think. That's a
great.
Solid.
That's great.
Yeah,
a career quarterback. If you have a guy that's going to play quarterback for you for 10 years, you picked a good quarterback.
Yeah, and you know what? He's not going to lose you games. Like Mac Jones is never going to lose the Patriots games because he's so accurate. He understands the game, and he just makes the right throw. Makes the right read.
Yeah, we love the Patriots.
He got a lot of crap coming out of Alabama for very clear
grumpy
reasons, and he's not going to I don't know if Mac Jones ever goes and wins you a bunch of games. No. And he doesn't have the game-breaking talent that Fields, Lawrence, Wilson all have, but the Patriots are going to be happy with him, I think.
Chris Collinsworth said some dumb stuff last night. I forget what it was, but it was dumb. When I heard it on the broadcast, I was like, what is he talking about? just about like his takes on like Brady and Jones and all that. And also that hug, the Patriots social media. I know you said you don't like Instagram, but like when
I said I like Instagram.
You were saying that you didn't miss Instagram today.
No, I was saying I didn't miss Facebook.
I was crying today without Instagram. I'm gonna be honest with you.
I'm a college student. I don't really have time to get on social media.
Oh my god, that's like the number one hookup app. Don't get me wrong. Instagram is like the number one hookup app.
Tinder?
No, Instagram's better. Anyways, but I'm much older and wiser than you, so that's the difference. When we look at the picture of Brady hugging Belichick, and this is the last thing because we're 6 minutes in this episode, we've not talked about baseball yet. When we look at the picture of Brady and Belichick hugging on Instagram and Twitter, I know you saw it, obviously.
Yeah, I did.
The moment on TV was a lot more tense than the picture. The picture looked like it was this like sweet reunion hug.
It was a very short hug.
It was literally like a second long, did not say anything to each other. Yeah. The person who got the photograph, A+ effort out of you. You took it at the right time because you literally had a split second to take it.
Well, they did meet after the game, according to a couple of reports.
Okay. Well, I didn't.
Outside of the Bucs locker room, yeah. There was reports that Belichick walked over to the Bucs locker room and they waited and they had like a 20 or some long minute conversation.
That's good. They should. I don't think they hate each other, honestly. I think they like each other.
I mean,
respect. They respect each other.
I mean, there was definitely some things that were said or some things that have been reported and written in that book about Brady in the last week and a half or whatever that made it sound like that they were not on the best terms when things left. But I mean, like every marriage comes to an end at some point, even the ones that don't end in divorce. So
we talking
wow,
about
that
dying?
was dark.
Are we talking about dying on the happiest podcast here? We're getting into the show now. We're 7
I don't know where that came from.
What the hell's wrong with you, Alec Busse? All right, subscribe to the Sports 2.0 Network. If you haven't subscribed. The world almost ended today with Instagram and Facebook going down. If you subscribe to the Sports 2.0 Network right now, the world will not end. That's what I'm saying about that. Also, let's see if we have a Caesars banner in here. If we don't, I will take this off. See the middle of your screen right there? Right there. Caesar Sportsbook, Sports20RF. Use that promo code. Links in the description below. You're going to get a risk-free bet to $5,000, guys. Put your house in the Boston Red Sox tomorrow night. AL wildcard. Let's start with there's only one wildcard game this year. I don't know if you've heard that. There's no NL wildcard game because it's already set. It's Dodgers versus
Can I ask you something real quick before we dive into this? Why did you not respond to my GIF on Twitter last night?
Because I was ready to go to bed when I saw it. And I'm like, I'm not doing this.
Oh, okay.
No, what did I say? No, I retweeted with a quote something about Alex Cora.
You said that's my manager.
That is my manager.
With Aaron Boone hitting an absolute
that dude. Alex Cora's got some balls. He's got a pair on it, man.
Yeah, he does. You have to have a lot to
bringing in Eduardo Rodriguez
into a dugout to cheat. You're right.
Bringing in Eduardo Rodriguez and Nick Pivetta last night to close off that game. That's ball. That's saying I'm here to win a baseball game. Yeah, but anyways, I said that's my manager, and I saw the GIF, and I just said, you know what? I was gonna come back at you, but it would have just never ended. That's the problem. You were like waiting for my response and stuff.
Honestly, I wasn't gonna respond to you, but then I was like, you know what? Like I'm going to, and I'm just gonna throw a GIF of Aaron Boone hitting an absolute bomb in 2003 off of Tim Wakefield.
Cheater Cora, Christian Cordero. Let's go. We got
Christian Cordero. You're right. Thank you. He was the one who was behind the Astros scheme.
That's my. You know what though? It's no different. Look at Garrett Cole's taking the mound tomorrow night. Garrett Cole was on the cheating Astros.
Sure, but like everyone was using sticky stuff. Only one team was using a video camera in center field.
Alex Cora never coached for the Astros. He's always been a Boston Red Sox manager. No, he didn't. He's only managed for the Boston Red Sox. We're not talking about this right now. You know what we're talking about, Alec Busse? I keep calling you Alex. And Alex Cora, Alec Busse. We have a game to play tomorrow night. We have the New York Yankees coming to town. You follow the Celtics.
First of all, this is just the greatest thing for Major League Baseball.
I do follow the Celtics. I'm Celtics, Bruins, Patriots, Red Sox till the day I die in the order of Red Sox, Patriots, Bruins, Celtics. So Celtics are at the bottom of the list, but yes, I do follow them very closely.
This is a great thing for Major League Baseball. The fact that this is the game that the American League got. Like, it got really interesting down the stretch, and I know you and Grant kind of talked about this last night or whatever, with the Mariners and the Blue Jays kind of staying with it. Do you know how happy Rob Manfred of Major League Baseball probably is that the Seattle Mariners aren't playing in this game?
We there was a chance we were going to get Seattle Mariners versus the Toronto Blue Jays with like a week left. Like that would have been so
for
bad.
the sport. That'd be terrible for the sport.
I will say one thing. I was listening to MLB Network Radio. I wake up with those guys every day, and they're talking about what game they wanted to see. And like only one of the dudes said Red Sox Yankees. They all said like, oh, I want to see the Mariners and the Yankees. I want to see the Yankees and the Blue Jays. And Yankees Blue Jays would have been a fair matchup. But the fact they talked about how ESPN and the national television has oversaturated the Red Sox Yankees rivalry. You cannot oversaturate this rivalry. This is what the people want to see because nobody has a clue.
Well, no, my thing too is just like, sure, like the national media, like ESPN puts out on Sunday Night Baseball, and it ends up being like a 4.5 hour long broadcast every single time they play. And like, I get how that can be annoying, but whatever. But like, it's Red Sox Yankees. It's the greatest rivalry, arguably in any sport. Like, it's an incredible rivalry. For anyone to say that they did not want that to be the wild card game, single elimination, win or go home, or lose or go home. In your case, stay home. That's a great theater.
You know what's funny, Alec Busse? Here's the thing. I'm not gonna reply to that shot at you because I feel bad for you because the NLDS is already scheduled for Friday night between the Dodgers and the Giants.
What's going to be really funny is both of us are saying these things, but watch both of our teams just get absolutely donkey kicked.
Yours already got donkey kicked. I'm not going to get donkey kicked. Now I'm going to read off some stats in a minute here to tell you why I'm not going to get donkey kicked. But I will say one thing. I'm lucky I'm going to the game tomorrow night because if I have to sit at home and sit in a bar and listen to the freaking ESPN broadcast of David Ortiz and Alex Rodriguez chumming up to each other, I'm going to lose my shit. I don't want this to be friendly.
Can I? What? Okay, sorry, I'm getting distracted. So outside of my apartment window, this is either gonna really make you laugh or really upset you.
What?
I have a little pond outside my window.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, the water is legitimately like green. It's like covered in a layer of algae outside of the little like circle in the middle because there's a fountain.
All right, let's go. Come on.
There's a little crane that's literally walking across the algae in the water. And it's one of the coolest things I've ever seen. And it's kind of had me distracted throughout this broadcast as I look out here. And a couple weeks ago, more animal stories out my window. There was a hawk that almost ate a little otter or a little gopher kind of thing.
Wow.
You know, when you like turn on Nat Geo and they've got the mountain lion waits for the zebra.
Oh, I love that. That shit gets me going.
Right?
Man.
Like my roommate and I were kind of looking out our window like the hawk peers at the gopher as it hides under the car. I saw like Nat Geo live.
The Los Angeles Dodgers, the king of the jungle, are waiting for the St. Louis Cardinals to come to town, and they will get eaten in the safari. Anyways, Alec Busse, let's talk about the Red Sox and Yankees because you're really not letting me talk about the Red Sox and Yankees. I don't want to see David Ortiz and Alex Rodriguez chumming up to each other on the broadcast tomorrow night. If they bring Ortiz up into the box tomorrow to talk to A-Rod, oh yeah, hey, dude.
Well, Ortiz works for Fox, so that won't happen.
No, but they did it last time. The Friday night game, he was there.
I'm also going to hot take you with the A-Rod and the
2004, man. It was so much fun when we were playing in 2004 and I knocked the ball out of whatever's hand at first
Bronson
base.
Arroyo.
Yeah, Bronson Arroyo. It was so much fun, man. And like, oh, hey, David Ortiz. Hey, you remember when we came back on you 3 games? That was so much fun. No, like we don't like each other.
I'm going to hot take you on A-Rod and the booth. And I know a lot of people don't like him. When he's not getting when he's not trying too hard, yeah. I actually think he's really good.
I love him. He
provides really good insight when he's not saying like stuff that's like trying to be funny or like trying to be like really good. Like when he's just him, he's really good actually.
No, I'm not. I love him. Listen, I can't take the whole like the Jessica Mendoza, Alex Rodriguez talking about how good Javi Baez's freaking hands are every single time they're on Sunday Night Baseball. I can't take that shit. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I do.
Oh my God, Javi Baez's hands are like, look at his hands, quickest hands in the sport. I don't need to hear about Javi Baez's hands. Yes. I don't need to hear about 2004. I need to hear about 2021 when the Boston Red Sox are playing the New York Yankees tomorrow night. I don't want to see David Ortiz up there. I don't want to see A-Rod because at the beginning they're going to be like, hey, Alex, what's your thoughts on this here? Well, hey, it goes back to 2004, right? They were always the little engine that couldn't. They beat us, and now they, blah, blah, blah. It's just, I don't need that shit. Talk about the game. All
right, so let's dive into the game. All right, we got Garrett Cole versus Nathan Ivaldi on the bump. One man's making $300 million. That'd be Garrett Cole, of course. Comes into the game with a 16-8 record, 3.23 ERA, and it's 30 starts this year. And then Ivaldi comes in with, a pretty solid season, I'd say, right, Tanner? 11-9 record, 3.75 ERA in his 32 starts. Like, not a world beater by any means, but I wouldn't necessarily say that Cole was like earning his paycheck per se.
Wait, I'm gonna blow your freaking mind right now. All right, so we look at Nathan Ivaldi. Obviously, the last start he had at Fenway 2 Fridays ago was dog shit. He was horrendous, right? But if you take that out of the equation, I think in the past month he's had like a 2.0 ERA. All right, so are you ready for this?
Sure.
Alec Busse? We want Garrett Cole. Give us Garrett Cole tomorrow night.
No, you actually do. I do have his numbers against the Red Sox up in front of me right now. They are quite terrible.
The pitcher, 1.43 ERA, 2.18 in the first 2 months of the season. He went 6-2. Okay. Then the spider tack rules come into play. He has one good month in August, but we look at what he did. Let's see. He had a 6.15 over 26 innings in the past 30 days. All right. He's given up 33 hits in 26 innings. His opponent batting average is 311. His whip is well over 1. I think it's 1.5. Garrett Cole against the Red Sox on the season, he's 2-2 with a 4.91 ERA over 22 innings, giving up 24 hits and 13 runs. Boston's hitting 279 off him in 2021. And now I'm going to blow your mind even more because we got to thank, I heard this on Jared Carrabis' podcast today. The April, May, and June Boston Red Sox got us the wild card because we've sucked lately, right? But it's so critical that this game's at Fenway Park. You know why? Because we look at Garrett Cole's numbers at Fenway Park. Three of the 4 starts have been here. 1-2, 6.19 ERA. He's only lasted 16 innings. He's given up 19 hits, 12 runs, 5 bombs, 7 walks. We want Garrett Cole tomorrow night. We want Garrett Cole.
Yeah, and if you want to dive into a little bit more, the Red Sox have a 279 batting average against him this year, a 340 on base percentage this year, and a 512 slugging percentage, and that equates to an 852 OPS. Like, that's...
Yeah, and he was good. Don't get me wrong. Like, I saw him like 2 Fridays ago in that regular season game. He was really good. Like, he pitched well. He gave up the 1 bomb to Rafi, who, by the way, Rafi's a freaking god.
You should see my third baseman.
Ooh, Nolan Arenado. Ooh. Hey, quick stands in the sport, huh? Rafi is a god, first of all, but also Alec Busse. Garrett Cole was not like great, but he went 6 innings. He gave up 3 runs. Like, he already had his good game at Fenway. And imagine if he didn't have that good game, those numbers would be even worse. It's postseason, not regular season. New stats and old stats don't matter.
Yes, but they carry over. They
carry over. Like Cody Bellinger. Is Cody Bellinger hurt right now, by the way? Yes.
Dude, he's struggled a lot.
Playoff Cody. I was going to say playoff Cody's coming back, but I think it's a bold take considering he's batting about 80.8 on the season.
Yeah, he's not bad.
Anyways, though, Alec Busse, AL wildcard. Garrett Cole. We want Garrett Cole. We got to bring the energy up. I feel like you're falling asleep on me right now. You're thinking about
my Mondays are tough. All right.
Get your shit together first of all.
I'm trying to win this game. I'm going to tell you why the Yankees are going to win this game.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you why right now. Nathan Ivaldi, like, in no disrespect to Nathan Ivaldi, you do not want Nathan Ivaldi on the mound.
I do.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do.
No, you don't. You want Chris Sale on the bump. You do.
Well, Chris Sale went 2.2 innings yesterday and walked the bases
loaded. You want
loaded.
Chris Sale on the bump.
I don't want Chris Sale.
Game for your life. You want Chris Sale on the bump if you're a Red Sox fan.
I want playoff Nate. Nate.
No, you don't. Nathan Ivaldi no, you do not want him on. No, you don't.
You do.
Do you know, like, what he's done in his career in the postseason?
Yeah, he's been there one time in 2018, and he was sensational.
Cool.
In a year where the Boston Red Sox won the World Series.
He's going to have a regression to the mean because he had 6 appearances that year, and most of them 4 of them were out of the bullpen. 3 of them were out of the bullpen.
I wrote an article on this today. 22 innings.
Comparable. A few of them aren't even transferable at all.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, they are. You're coming out of the bullpen to start the game. That's how you look at it as a starter. You're coming out of the bullpen. Where do you warm up, Alec Busse? The bullpen.
All right, fine. You want to look at it that way? I mean, actually, if you do kind of want to look, actually, in all seriousness, you can look at it that way. Because,
unless you're coming like a true relief.
It's a one-game thing. It's a one-game thing. So technically, this is a bullpen game for each team. Mm-hmm. Like if either team, and this applies to National League as well, when the Cardinals come out and put 3 runners on against Max Scherzer in the first inning, and Dave Roberts is shaking in his cleats in the dugout at Dodger Stadium, he's going to have to someone in the bullpen, all right? And I'm not going to be shocked when Adam Wainwright comes out and shuts down the Dodgers.
We're not talking about that goddamn game right now.
Well,
Stop
we will
talking
get
about
to
that.
it.
We're not talking about it right. We're talking about
You learn about foreshadowing in elementary school reading classes.
We're
I'm going
talking
to
about
teach you
the
about some
Boston Red
foreshadowing now.
Sox
You
and
don't
playoff
want Nathan
Nate.
Ivaldi on the bump. You don't.
I want.
No, you
and you know
don't.
what?
No, you don't.
Listen, Yankee fans, guess what? You're going to get Chris Sale tomorrow night. You're going to get Chris Sale in the freaking top of the 9th inning tomorrow night. You're going to get Chris Sale when we have the lead. Chris Sale is going to throw an inning tomorrow night. I guarantee it, because you know what? Alex Cora's got the biggest balls in the world, and he's not afraid to use a starter tomorrow night. He's focused on winning.
The Yankees are going to win this game because they have the better roster.
And you know what? Listen, I agree with you. The Red Sox are absolute trash compared to the New York Yankees. There is no doubt about it. Nobody can sit here and deny it. Everyone that's going to Fenway tomorrow night.
Also, you want to talk about, like, I care so much about, like, momentum in baseball more than I do any sport. You couldn't have asked for a better way for the Red Sox or for the Yankees to get in than they did yesterday. A walk-off at home against the Rays with Aaron Judge getting the hit.
It was a pussy ground ball. What
the Rays are actually good. The Nationals are one of the worst teams in the sport, and the only reason you got in is because it took you 8 innings to score a damn run.
The way we got in was better than that, because
it only took you 8 innings to score a run against one of the worst teams in the sport.
Alec Busse, let me talk. This is my show. God damn it. All right. When we look at this game tomorrow night, okay, the Yankees are low right now. They got their asses beat by the Rays 12-2, right, in game 2 of that series. They got beat in game 1. Yesterday, the walk-off from Aaron Judge, I wouldn't call that a
reset game.
It was a dinky ground ball, okay?
It was a reset game is what it was.
All right, you know what? Tomorrow night, Alec Busse,
if you want to continue to talk about it, you played 2 of the worst teams in baseball, and you were barely able to get in.
We're not Alec Busse.
In your last 7, the Yankees are 7-3.
We're not good.
Played good teams in their last 6 games.
We're not good right now. We're not.
Why do you have confidence going into this game with Nathan Ivaldi on the mound?
Playoff Nate is here to stay tomorrow night. Look, I can't wait to prove all you haters wrong tomorrow night. I can't wait to see the Boston Red Sox go out and win this baseball game, because nobody, listen, it's same thing for you as a Cardinals fan. Nobody thinks you're going to win this game. And I guarantee I haven't turned on ESPN yet, because I can't listen to Hobby Buy. Oh my God, he's the best free agent with hands in the business. I can't turn that on, Alec Busse, right now. But I will say one thing. Nobody's giving the Red Sox a chance to win this game tomorrow night. Nobody is. And that's why we're dangerous. And also, too, did you hear this shit about the Yankees with the 4-way tie? Talking about the whole, like, if there was a 4-way tie, we're coming to Boston to play the Red Sox.
That just want to end you.
That just gave us bulletin board
material.
They're
your dad.
That gave us bulletin board.
They are your father. They are going to kill you.
No, they're not, Alec Busse.
You're going to have to watch the Yankees jump up and down and dogpile on the Fenway Park pitcher's mound tomorrow.
I think Garrett Cole.
Honestly, and then what you're going to be in the ballpark, and then you're going to be able to cry your way home, and you're going to be able to look out your window and see them still celebrating.
I'm not leaving Fenway unless we win tomorrow night. I'm not leaving Fenway. Because we're winning. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, so when you lose, you're going to be able to walk home, and you're going to have the pleasure of looking out your window and seeing Aaron Judge's home run ball that he hits in the 9th inning still flying over the green.
No, Alec Busse, I'm staying for the game. You know what sucks, though? When the visiting buses come out, I can hear the pop, like, from the crowd. Like, it sucks. But anyways, Alec Busse, we're going to win this game tomorrow. I am so confident. We're not dropping 4 in a row at Fenway Park to the New York Yankees. Momentum is on our side. Rafael Devers. Yes, it is. The way we beat the Washington Nationals, like, that's a huge win for us. The way we beat them. Top of the 9th inning. Are you yawning right now? Are you yawning? Are you yawning right now?
You want me to not mute when I have to cough?
I'm going to drive to Illinois. I'm going to drive to Illinois and beat your ass right now.
Do you want me to cough into the mic?
Cough in the mic. Turn around and cough. Turn around and cough while I talk about this. Listen, and you know what? I don't like this. I don't know if this is entertaining for people, because, like, from the comments we get, Tanner's like a delusional Cowboys fan. Be real, bro. Come on. How are we talking? How is this delusional? Garrett Cole.
It's not. And Tanner, like, this is me being real now. It's not delusional, because it's one game and anything can happen. For all we know, Nathan Ivaldi is going to go out there and throw 6 innings of 2-hit ball and give up 1 run. And Garrett Cole could do the exact same thing, and it could come down to the 7th, 8th, and 9th inning in whichever lineup's better. And that's awesome. That's what's great about this one-game playoff. That's what's awesome about it. And it's incredibly frustrating when your team's in it, because you're like, oh, damn, like, I hope we got it today. Because if you don't, you're going home. And that sucks.
Do we understand? Like everyone's like, and this is everyone. This is Yankee fan. Not like nobody wants the Red Sox to win this game tomorrow night, which is crazy. It's insane to me. But when we break it down, guess who won the season series between the New York Yankees and the Boston Red Sox?
Did.
Guess who won the season? Guess who has the same exact record as a team that is built for the World Series?
In
Same exact record, Alec Busse.
The Yankees were destroyed by injuries this year.
The whole fucking Red Sox had COVID-19, Alec Busse.
As someone who had COVID-19, it is terrible. I will say that.
Dude, we had dudes playing that I never even heard of in my life.
Yeah.
We were bringing dudes up from single. So don't give me the Yankees were beat up.
The Yankees also had COVID this year, too.
Not as bad as the Red Sox. The whole Red Sox team had COVID. It was like the whole team had COVID. Alec, I listen. The bottom line is, if you don't, this is going to be a game, okay? You can't look at what they did to us. You know what? We should walk Stanton every time. We should walk Judge every time. And just like, okay, if we pitch to Brett Gardner, we should not give Brett Gardner any respect tomorrow night if he's in the lineup, because we pitched to Brett Gardner like he's a god. And then we give Judge a fastball right down the middle and Stanton a fastball right down the middle. Playoff Nate is going to bounce back. How do you think Nate Ivaldi's feeling right now as a competitor? Last Friday night when he got his ass kicked by the New York Yankees, I might not get another chance to pitch against these guys. I have my chance for retribution.
See, I think that's how Garrett Cole feels.
Don't think that shit doesn't mean something. Yeah, but the problem is Garrett Cole can't use spider tack, and Garrett Cole hasn't been good. All right, listen. The bottom line is anyone can win this baseball game. We're moving on because I'm fired up. You want to talk about the Dodgers and the Cardinals, but it's the same narrative there.
It is, and that's what's great about the one game.
It's a little closer in the Red Sox-Yankees series than it is in the Dodgers.
There's people series. Like I understand, like, okay, it should be a best 2 out of 3. I think we can both agree that a best 2 out of 3 would be better for the actual sport, but it's not better for entertaining purposes. It's just not. One game for your life is awesome. It's so fun.
Because it never happens. It happens very few times a year. And to get there, it has to be a game 7 or a game 5.
Yeah, and it's awesome because it gives a team like the Cardinals an opportunity to do something that no one thinks they can do against a team that was damn near crowned the World Series champion by everyone before the season started, including myself, to knock them out and just shock the world. And that's awesome. And it's the same thing that the Red Sox can do, because everyone just claimed that the Yankees were the best team in the American League East.
I did.
That they were the best team in the American League all year, and they got a wild card spot. And this is a great thing about baseball, is that anything can happen on any given day. Like you look at an NFL game, it's single elimination. I feel pretty confident going into most NFL games. Like I can pick a single game winner in the playoffs. I just do. But I have no idea who's going to win these games tomorrow. Like, sure, gun to my head, it was like, who do you think's going to win? I would say the Yankees because I trust their starting pitcher more than Nathan Ivaldi. No disrespect. And I would gun to my head, and this is from a diehard Cardinal fan, I'd be like, I think the Dodgers win because they have the better starting pitcher. But you know what? I'm riding with Adam Wainwright. I'm riding with Yadier Molina, and we're going to walk our happy ass into Los Angeles, and we're going to beat them on Wednesday night.
How about this?
I said it last week, and I said it, and I'm saying it again today. We're going to do it.
I got a deal for you right now. I'll root for the Cardinals if you root for the Red Sox.
That's just not going to happen.
Okay. Well, anyways, I figured I would offer. But that's the bottom line. Listen, you know what? I could be a delusional, like whoever's calling me delusional in the comments, whatever. But the bottom line is I love my team. I love my team. And that's we both do. Okay.
And that's why this is fun to talk about, because we both just feel like our team has a chance.
Yeah, like, okay, realistic. If we were talking about the Seattle Mariners playing the New York Yankees in the Bronx, we wouldn't even have a show. It wouldn't even be worth talking about. But you know what? Even though the Mariners could win on any given day, I love my team. I love the Boston Red Sox. I'm a diehard Boston Red Sox fan. You're a diehard Cardinals fan, right? Yeah. We think we can go in and win this game. And the best part about this is it's one game. We can do it.
Yeah, and that's what's awesome about it. And honestly, like, I realize that the Cardinals-Dodgers game isn't as sexy as the Red Sox-Yankees game is for multiple reasons.
Though. It could turn into that within a few innings, I will say.
Well, I think, and I mean this, you got the 4 best franchises for this. Like, you got 4 historic franchises. You have the 2 best franchises in the history of the sport, and the Yankees and the Cardinals battling it out for this. You've got, quite frankly, the 2 most successful franchises in this century, and the Red Sox and the Dodgers battling it out as well. Like, that's awesome for the sport. And in the National League, you've got a Hall of Fame, you've got a future Hall of Famer, Max Scherzer, probably the greatest right-handed pitcher of our generation in the last 20 years, going against a guy in Adam Wainwright who's 40 years old, who's going to get at least one Cy Young vote, and has had an incredible year. He's got 17 wins. He's got a 3.05 ERA. He's pitched more innings, or he's gone to the 7th inning more than anyone in the sport this year. At 40 years old, pitching to a 40-year-old catcher who's going to be a Hall of Famer. Like, this is awesome. This is when people say, like, this has been your line for the last like week and a half, and it's not very original, but like, how can you not be romantic about baseball?
How can you not be?
This is awesome.
We agree.
Yes.
God damn it. We agree. How can you not be romantic about baseball? Like, obviously, nobody expects the Red Sox to win tomorrow night. Playoff Nate going against Garrett Cole, who's making millions in the Bronx. And realistically, Aaron Boone right now must be shitting his pants. He must be. Because he's done. He will be fired on Wednesday if they lose that game tomorrow night. There's no doubt about it, right? Would you agree with that?
Yeah. I don't want to say he gets fired because I don't follow the Yankees as close as I should, but there were times this summer where I was like, yeah, you got to feel like you're like kind of worried for your job, right? And I felt the same thing about Brian Cashman too, actually.
Oh, I think Cashman's got one more year. I think they got to fire Booney and then see if Cashman.
I just think you need in a front office new blood after about 10 years. Like 10 years is a long time. Like the Cardinals have had John Mozeliak running their baseball operations department since like 2007. And there was a time earlier this year where I was like, he's a great guy, like got us a bunch of wins, one World Series. No, maybe 2. I think 2.
Yeah.
I'd have to go back and double check. But like, you just kind of need fresh blood and fresh decision making. And I was kind of like, well, maybe the Yankees need that.
But the thing I will say about Cashman, he's established. He's put one hell of a roster on the field for this team. Just drive talk. Okay, Stanton Judge Rizzo.
Well, you can keep going too. I mean,
no, but just right the top off the thing to Stanton Judge Rizzo. That's like you put those guys on any team. Like that's a huge chunk right there. And he went out and got Rizzo at the deadline because he was committed to winning.
He's going to be a Yankee again next year.
He will be. He's going to be a long-term Yankee. 100%.
He's a
Yankee guy.
Yankee. He looks like a Yankee.
He looks like a Yankee.
I really hope my Cubs friends don't.
I love Anthony Rizzo in the Yankees jersey. Like that. Like he looks good in the Yankees jersey. I will say that. I wish he comes to Boston, but I don't think it's going to happen. Because Bobby Dahlbeck cannot catch a fly foul ball to save his life at Fenway Park. All right, so let's get our predictions here. AL wildcard game. What do you think is going to happen in this game? Then we'll talk about the NL for a minute, and then we'll be done, Alec Busse, because you're tired.
I do think the Yankees win. I do.
What do you think the score?
I think it'll be a close game. I'll say 7-5 Yankees. I just trust Garrett Cole to give the Yankees more solid innings than what the Red Sox get out of Ivaldi. And I know this kind of goes back to like it's a bullpen game. At the heart of it, if one of them struggles, they're going to get yanked. But ultimately, pitching and defense kind of comes down to this, and I just think that the Yankees have a better starting pitcher. I trust their lineup to put up runs more than I trust the Red Sox lineup to do that. And I think defensively, they're pretty equal, but I just kind of trust the Yankees more for some reason, and I really shouldn't, but I just do.
Okay. I'm going to go. I mean, obviously, I love my team, so this could be a little skewed, but the higher scoring game favors the Boston Red Sox. That's what I will say. Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does. Look what happened last Friday. Look what happened last weekend. The Red Sox scored 2 or 3 runs. They're not going to win. If the Red Sox are up 2-1 in the 7th inning, we're not winning the game. All right. So if we can get to a 7-5 game, it means we're kind of hitting the ball. It means we can hang in there with this team. If we don't hit, if we score that, that's not wrong. That's a correct take because we're not going to beat the Yankees scoring 2 runs. To beat the Yankees, it needs to be a 10-9 game. It needs to be a 10-8 game.
That's true, I guess.
We just need to out hit them.
I think if you're going to beat the Yankees, it's going to be because your pitching shuts them down.
Not
shuts them down, but controls their lineup enough.
Yeah. The bottom line is you got to take care of Stanton, Judge, and Rizzo. If you can take care of Stanton, Judge, and Rizzo, you can win the game. So hopefully those dudes don't have a good night.
You don't have to worry about LeMahieu being in the lineup, which is huge.
Yeah. I mean, and I'm not afraid of okay, so if you take Stanton, Judge, Rizzo, and LeMahieu, even though, not in the lineup, if you took those guys, right, I'm good. Let LeMahieu beat you. Don't let Stanton, Judge, and Rizzo beat you.
Yeah, because you feel like those three guys can put the ball over the fence.
And LeMahieu can too, obviously. Don't get me wrong.
But not as much.
Not as much. Yeah, don't like Stanton killed us on Friday.
Like, you don't want to leave a breaking ball up in the zone to any of those three guys. Like, obviously you don't want to do it to anyone, but you feel more comfortable in your chances of leaving a hanging breaking ball to DJ LeMahieu and feeling that he's not going to hit it over the green monster than you do the other three.
Oh, yeah, Stanton shit on 3 balls last weekend. Like, yeah. We can't do that. Like, it just cannot happen. You can't let Stanton beat you again. If I'm Alex Cora, I'm thinking, how am I not going to let Stanton beat me? But I think it's going to be I think the Red Sox come out and win this game 8-7. I think we have
pretty close games.
8-7 game. NL wild card right now. I'm going to go first. I think the Cardinals win 4-3.
Wow.
I think the Cardinals win this game. How can you not be romantic about baseball? Maybe I'm falling into the romantic element of sports, but if I'm betting this game, I'm going to put a little money on the Cardinals.
Okay, so not that this really matters, but the Cardinals just lost 2 out of 3 against the Cubs in their final series of the year. But they didn't really for the first 2 games, they didn't start their regulars. And for the third game, it ended up being just a 7-inning game because of rain that shortened the game. And they started their what will be their lineup for the wild card game, but they pulled all of them after 1 at bat, basically. Yadier Molina ended up playing first base at one point yesterday. Yeah. So after the Cardinals clinched, I was going to be really interested to see how they kind of handled the balance of you're really hot and you got a really big running streak and get these guys rest because they've just had to play their ass off for a month and a half just to even get here. And they kind of just went the rest route, and I trust Mike Schultz to kind of do that because I think he's kind of reading into what the players are saying. They're probably hey, I need a breather. I need to be fresh, but keep me involved, keep getting me at bats. And I think that's kind of what they were trying to do yesterday with giving Goldschmidt at bat, Arenado at bat, whatever, what have you. But yeah, it was weird. I wish they would have handled it maybe a little bit different, but there's just an odd confidence I have about me when the Cardinals go into the postseason. And it's because I've been blessed and you've been blessed as well. I think this is where it comes from for you too, Tanner. In our lives, when our teams have made it to the postseason, they generally have made it very far into the postseason.
Red Sox have never played in this 1-game wild card.
Yeah, well, I mean, just go year by year since you've been a fan. I mean, how many times have the Red Sox lost in the first round of the playoffs?
Not much.
I can't think of a time that the Red Sox have lost in the division series. And the only time that comes to my mind for the Cardinals losing the division series is 2009 to the Dodgers and 2015 to the Cubs. But they've made it to playoffs every most of the years of my life. They made it deeper into the playoffs than the division series. So there's just an odd confidence that comes with that. And the Dodgers are obviously that team that's kind of taken over that long run of success in the National League since the Cardinals have kind of not had that, I guess, since 2015, you could kind of say. But still, there's just an odd confidence I have with Adam Wainwright being on the bump. Everyone's talking about Scherzer. Listen, everyone's talking about Scherzer and Scherzer's competitiveness and he's Trey Turner was he's already mad. He's already angry. Shut up. Shut up. I don't give a damn.
It's not football. It's not football in the sense of I'm just going to come out and beat Max Scherzer cannot prevent someone from hitting the baseball. He can put it in the most perfect spot, but he cannot prevent someone from hitting the baseball.
Listen, Max Scherzer, and I just said he might be the greatest right-handed pitcher of the last 20 years. Max Scherzer, if he was mad on Sunday, good.
He blew his load before.
Literally good. Because there's no way that he isn't if he's mad on Sunday, there's no way that he's not going to be way too amped up come the first inning of Wednesday's game against the Dodgers. There's no way. There's no way he doesn't have too much energy, and there's no way he's anywhere remotely close to the strike zone.
You know what? Yeah, and I respect you for saying Wainwright can go out there and deal. And I think that's going to be something you got to look. I'm 40 years old. I'm on the mound at Dodger Stadium in a 1-game wild card. This is probably going to be the pinnacle of Wainwright's career. Being 40 years old, not pinnacle, obviously, but you know what I mean.
It's a huge moment.
It's a huge moment. He's going to remember this start for a very long time. This is probably one, I don't know how to say it exactly. It's not the pinnacle, obviously, but this is a game that he's going to look at and hang his hat on. if you can go out and shut down the Dodgers at Dodger Stadium in a 1-game wild card, it's going to be pretty impressive.
All right. And here's a stat that I just counted. That's why you saw me put my fingers up. Since July 1st, Adam Wainwright has gone at least 6 innings. And now I forgot the number, so I'm going to count it here again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 times. He's gone at least 6 innings in 14 of his 16 starts.
Yeah, he's been impressive as hell. I mean, there's no doubt about it.
But I don't have Max. I'm going to pull Max Scherzer up here, and I already have it pulled up. Since July 1st, he hasn't made as many starts, but he has not gone 6 innings as many times. He has gone, in his last 2 starts, he's only gone 10 and a third combined. He had a really good stretch from September 6th to September 18th when he went 8 innings in back-to-back starts. And he went 7 innings against the Padres to close that streak down. Like he's been good, but Wainwright's been better since July. He just has been. He's gone more innings.
Listen, I will say this. You're confident in Adam Wainwright. I'm confident in playoff Nate. That's what it comes down to because we're fans.
And neither of us should be as confident as we probably are. But you know what? We're fans and we want to do that. Yeah.
And you know what, though? I'm more confident than the Yankees because if we lose tomorrow night, I can walk away from this game and say, hey, they were the better team. They were.
Yeah.
Bottom line is,
the
Yankees lose this game.
For me to do that, right? Like if the Dodgers win,
it's too easy.
Like, well, duh.
Yeah, you guys aren't supposed to win. We're not supposed to win, but that's why we're dangerous.
And this is just another thing, and it's kind of a funny story. When Albert Pujols got released by the Angels on whatever day that was, obviously I wanted the Cardinals to sign him. Everyone wanted the Cardinals to sign him.
Yeah, finish his career there.
Yeah. So my sister's fiance and I were both texting him. And he's like, after he signs the Dodgers, we were like, well, you know what's going to happen, right? We both signed it at the same time. They're going to play in the playoffs, and he's going to hit some major home run.
He's going to come. Yeah, he is.
He's going to do something. He's going to do something. And it should be like such a slap in the face, but like you can't be mad at him.
No.
Like you just can't be. I'd be like, damn. Like, tip your cap. Tip your cap, damn. Like you're one of the greatest right-handed hitters of all time. Like, damn.
Yeah, he's gonna just be ready for it. Be ready for it.
Yeah,
I wouldn't pitch to him.
Honestly, it'll probably be a walk-off home run.
That would be cool. That'd be really cool.
I don't even know what I would say.
I don't know, but we're gonna.
Is there even an example of that for the Red Sox?
Yeah, yesterday, Alex Avila. Not that Alex Avila ever played for the Reds. But wait, no, Alex Avila in a game that didn't matter for the Washington Nationals.
Almost the worst comp I've ever heard.
Sent us back to Boston in a game that doesn't matter. We got Alex Avila playing. It'd
be like Ted Williams or someone like rising from the dead and hitting a walk-off home run for. You can't say the Yankees, but like
Mookie Betts hitting a walk-off in the World Series.
Yeah, but still, that's still.
It's not. No, it's not. But I'm just trying to give you something. All right, that does it. That does it. You know what? Red Sox Cardinals.
Do we want to do? Do you remember when I sent you my idea for Major League Baseball?
No, we don't have time to talk about this. 43 minutes. Okay. Next week. Okay. We'll start with that next week.
We're not going to talk about it next week. We're going to be in the middle of a playoff push.
What do you want? Okay. All right. Go real quick.
Okay. Tanner, I'm a freaking dork. You know what the first thing I thought of on Friday morning when I woke up? Major League Baseball.
I didn't like this, by the way, because it was 144 games. I want 162.
Okay. I thought you kind of liked it. Whatever.
I just didn't like the 144
It won't happen. First of all, it won't happen because of the 144 games.
All right, let's go.
But there's a new collective bargaining agreement that needs to go into place this offseason, obviously, and we'll be lucky if there's not a lockout considering the relationship between the players and the owners at this point.
Yep.
So I had this idea. I was like, all right, what if we shorten the season and you have a season where you play every team in your league 3 times, home and away, which equates to, I believe, 84 games. I need to pull my math out real quick. 14.
The other 14 teams, you get a 3-game home and away series.
Yeah, so 14 times 6. Yeah, that's 84 games. All right.
No interleague?
Well, I'm not done yet.
Okay.
So you get a home and home against each team in your league, 3 games each. And then you play every team in the other league. So all 15 teams in the other league,
1 time.
Home and home, 2 games each. Okay.
I hate the 2-game series.
So you play 4 total games interleague against each team.
Yep.
And that gets you to 144 games. Now, I get why you might not like it, but think about how this might benefit the sport. Let me use an example for you. You love Fernando Tatis Jr., yes?
How can you not?
Well, I don't.
How can
It's
you
kind of
not?
annoying. You love him. When is the next time the Padres are going to come to Fenway?
Well, the Dodgers and Red Sox played each other 2 years ago, like the NL West AL
So here's my
matchup
point.
2 years ago. So
The
probably another 2 years.
The Padres come to Fenway once every 10 years.
Really? Jeez.
Yeah, because that's the rotation it's on.
Jesus.
That's bad for the sport.
Yes.
Because you talk about, like, everyone talks about how bad Major League Baseball is at marketing their best players, right?
Yeah.
And that's a very real thing. Think about how cool it would be for a little kid in Boston or a little kid in St. Louis to see Vlad Jr., in the case of the Cardinals and the Blue Jays come to St. Louis,
Yeah.
or Fernando Tatis Jr. to come to Boston every single year. That's awesome for the sport.
Yep.
That's dope. That's awesome. You can't tell me that's not good for the sport.
No, it's good for the sport. I love it. I mean, that's great. Yeah. They
The only
need
problem
it.
is, and maybe you can just add, if you want to keep it at 162 games, let's see, that 162 minus 44, or 162.
Add a couple more interleague games in.
162 minus 44 is 18. So if you wanted to, with the 4 other teams in your division, you could
Make 4 and 4.
you can't make it perfect, but you can make it between a 3 and 4 game series for the other 4. So if you wanted to, you could do that.
I like this, Alec Busse. This made my night. Thank you.
So you just have to dive into it a little bit deeper and realize, like, it would actually be good for the sport. And
It
if
would
you wanted
be,
to mess with the playoffs, you can mess with the playoffs then too.
Baseball is it's so regional, and like we need to see the stars. Like we need it. We need it.
Yeah, it'd be really cool, I think, if Fernando Tatis Jr. was able to go play in New York State and New York or Yankee Stadium every year, or Vlad Jr. was able to go play at Dodger Stadium every year. Like, you can't tell me that's not good for the sport.
No, and everyone would play the same team, so everyone would have.
Yeah, see, and that's why I really like it too, because then, well, you already kind of do this with the way it works, but you would actually play every team the same amount of times, which I think would actually make the playoffs not necessarily more even, but like more fair, and you would actually have a better understanding of XYZ. These teams all played each other at the same time. These are the best teams, and obviously there's certain variables you can't handle, injuries, what have you. But I think it'd be cool.
Yeah, I like it. I like it, Alec Busse. Go Red Sox. Go Red Sox. Go Cardinals.
I won't say the first team, but I'll say the second team. Go Cards.
Go Reds. You know what? Go Dodgers then. How about that?
That's fine. I don't need you on my bandwagon.
Go Cardinals.
Because I'm not joining yours.
That's okay. I don't want you on mine. I got plenty. I got plenty of fans.
Yeah, you're also booing the greatest quarterback of all time.
Who? Brady?
Yes.
I was not booing Brady.
Your fans
Nobody
were.
booed. What the hell are you talking? Nobody booed Brady.
You need me to pull up the video?
When the game starts, you
That's
boo
just
him.
terrible.
They booed him before. They want to win the football game.
You don't.
Alec Busse, don't get Alec. Stop. All right. That was Between the Lines, episode number 39, Electric Factory with Alec Busse. Thanks for joining us. We're going to do a lot of content. I'm going to do a lot of content around baseball. Alec Busse will be on these shows a few times in the coming weeks.
Throughout the playoffs.
We're going to turn up. It's going to be fun. All right.
Yeah.
Peace.
Peace out.
Go Red Sox.
Go Cards.